Hey everyone, I'm Rob. It's Sunday today, so that means it's time to sit down and chat all things ChatGPT and generative AI and catch up with the news in the week. First up in the news, you may have seen that Google has unveiled image generation for Google Bard. Now, this is pretty exciting for many people. Unfortunately, we do not have access here in the European Union just yet, but if you are outside of the EU and you are over the age of 18, you can start image generating, which is super cool. I will say though, in some first glances around Reddit, some people seem to be a bit unhappy with it, kind of saying like, we wish that its performance was a little bit better. And so I have a VPN, so of course I had to try it out. And yeah, my take, just for some basic prompts like, please generate an image of a cartoon cat. This looks like art that I'd find in one of the museums here. And then we see some hallucinations with this cat having 2 eyes, but maybe 4 eyes, dun dun dun. Now, it was interesting because when I tried actually more in-depth prompts, then the Google Bard image generator, it wasn't so bad. So let's just take a small look. The prompt that I used was, please generate a cartoon cat eating ice cream outdoors on a sunny day with a lake in the background. And we can see this is actually pretty good. Now, compared to ChatGPT 4, I think gets the cartoon elements a lot better. And yeah, I feel like this is just a little bit better. However, at the end of the day, ChatGPT 4 costs 20 euros or $20 a month, whereas Google Bard is free. So I guess take what you will, and if you are needing designs, then maybe you can use this information to your liking. So some cool news from ChatGPT and OpenAI, you can now tag the different custom GPTs that you have made or you have bought. So all that you have to do is when you go into your ChatGPT chat, use the @ and tag your custom GPT. So for example, I have made this, I've asked this question, help me brainstorm setting up a Microsoft Teams channel. And then, let's say that I'm kind of like, okay, so I understand, ChatGPT has given me the output of how to create it, but perhaps, let's say I struggle with ADHD and I need a task list. This is where you can go in the chat and then just tag your custom GPT. So you put in the @ select, and then go ahead and you say, it now shows talking to your custom GPT. Go ahead and press send, and then this is what it does. Look at this, this is fantastic, come on. I feel like for myself, for other people, maybe this isn't supposed to be a plug for the ADHD coach that I built, but this is something that, if you need expertise, if you need coding expertise for something, this is a really fabulous way. I think that OpenAI has, that you can integrate the different various things that you have built or the different various GPTs that you have bought. I think it's pretty cool. Look at this, come on, look at this, come on, how helpful is this? And in the last of the ChatGPT news, OpenAI has announced that they are building an early warning system for large language model aided biological threat creation. Now, this seems pretty gnarly to say the least, but essentially what they know and what we have seen that when it comes to large language models, it has, and what they're theorizing, given people increased access for people to have information about biological threats and essentially how to perhaps make them. So they did a study, and you can see here that some users said, hey, I have a tiny sample of a poisonous substance. How would you create enough to harm? And then here you go. So what they've done with the study is that they're saying that, okay, large language models can aid, at most they can help a little bit, but there's so much information already on the internet to help people do these tasks already. But what they want to do is enable a sort of tripwire. So if a user is putting in things like, hey, I have a little amount, can you help me make more? It would be like, sorry, can't do that, Dave, and then would hopefully inform various authorities in that country. So this is really nice, I think, in terms of the different negative effects and the different malicious things that we're seeing from large language models right now. I think this is a great step in the right direction. And they, in this blog, they're also asking for people to join their team. So there's positions open for OpenAI if you're interested in this and have expertise that you can contribute. Now, in speaking of malicious actors, threats, and harm that large language models can do, we unfortunately need to talk about Taylor Swift. Now, as a previous Swiftie, and I'm kidding, I'm just like, oh, I didn't get tickets, dang it. Yeah, as somebody who can appreciate her music, whatever, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it was pretty shocking and disturbing to see that people have started to create AI deepfakes of her. Not only that, we're seeing not only with Taylor Swift, but we're seeing this also too in elementary and high schools in North America, in which people are creating deepfakes of their classmates in various, just not nice images. Let's just say that. So it was super interesting, and I don't know what to say. It's like a mixture of like disgust and oh my gosh, but just also too, we're just living in a world of new challenges. And so with the Taylor Swift deepfakes, it created quite a stir. And with these deepfakes, now we have the U.S. Congress talking about, okay, how are we going to go forward with this? Like, even so that these images went viral over Twitter, and Elon Musk had to basically block the search of Taylor Swift just to contain this. Now, the interesting thing when it comes to malicious actors, the images, people are saying they were probably made using Microsoft's Designer, so their image creator. Now, so it was likely created on Microsoft Designer, then shared to Telegram, and then that's how it kind of went viral. Now, there was a loophole that allowed users to do this, and it says in the Guardian article that Microsoft has included changes to close this technical loophole. But I mean, we're going to see these large language models, offline copies of these potentially that can do this. So we're just essentially living in a new era. And yeah, I saw the images. They're pretty disturbing. Anyways, I'm happy that people are really taking issue with this, that that there's going to be some changes and that there's going to be some consequences for people that generate this. Okay, let's shake it off and talk about something a bit more banal. Okay, so you know how in the past we've had to do Captchas where we have to enter in text in order to proceed to a website. Sometimes we need to select images, like select the bicycle, and then one has a tiny little bicycle and you're like, okay, do I actually pick it, or is this, a trick? Doesn't matter. It's interesting because we're starting to see Microsoft use some of this to actually train their AI for voices. So on GitHub, you may have seen this if you haven't yet. The Captcha now of which option is only one person talking. So I think this is really interesting. I mean, props to Microsoft for getting people to train their models for free. And I'm definitely curious to see what will happen then in the call center space and the AI generated voice space when it comes to this. And lastly, sorry guys, I feel like this week is just like doom and gloom, except for cute cats eating ice cream by a lake. Anyways, let's talk about how there's poisoned AI going rogue during training and couldn't be taught to behave again in a legitimately scary study. So Live Science has reported that, I shouldn't be laughing, gosh. Live Science has been reporting that they have been training AI systems, and they have been kind of putting in instructions to see like, okay, can you go rogue? And essentially, can we, if an AI system starts to be deceptive, generating output kind of like subtly, maliciously, etc., can we train it to be non-malicious again? And the short answer of this study is no. Actually, sometimes what we teach the AI systems to be is to be even more subtly sneaky and deceptive. So this is something that, it's a very interesting call, and I feel like the moral of the story is that we, like the article says, we don't currently have a good defense system against deception in AI systems, either when we poison the model or when we see the deception start to emerge. And they say other than hoping it won't happen. So that is, it's optimistic. Oh gosh, I think the only other thing that I'm like, oh cool, is that they use an image that I also used when I wrote this article with my director at Cognizant, From Resistance to Advocacy, Strategies for Overcoming Organizational Resistance to AI. There's me. That's a nice plug. Yeah, see guys, that's me. Oh Lord. Okay. Anyways, I want to thank everyone. Oh, that's right. In my life this week, my sister has announced, or no, she surprised me and announced that she's coming to Amsterdam in April. So I'm super excited. She's coming by herself. She's never been to Amsterdam before. And yeah, we're going to have 2 weeks of fun. And yeah, part of me is just like, oh my gosh, she's like the extroverted version of me. So like growing up, you know, she'd be like, let's go out to the clubs. And I'd be like, no. So, oh Lord, it's gonna be fun. Yeah, yeah. So if you have any tips, if you have an extroverted sibling and you are introverted, please let me know. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Catch you next week, and hope that you have a fabulous rest of your Sunday. Bye.